Because with the awareness, now you can see. With the awareness comes clarity. And with clarity comes breakthrough. Hey mama, welcome to Naturally Empowered Living, your safe space to guiding you on your unapologetic self-awakening journey to learning your energy of alignment and feeling good again. This is your weekly sanctuary to wake up from autopilot and transform the way you approach motherhood and life through the power of meditation, energetics, and root cause therapy. It's my mission to help you embody the foundations of self-love, trust, and interconnection to be unapologetic in the evolution of who you are. Here, we honor all parts of ourselves, the messy and the magic, the shadows and the light. If you are ready to get to the roots of cultivating real change, warm up that cold coffee, pop in your earbuds, and tighten that top knot, mama. Let's discover our power within together. What is up, beautiful mamas? Welcome back to the Naturally Empowered Living podcast. I am your host, Jenna Smith, your intuitive life mentor, guiding you, being that advocate for you to be confident and unapologetic in who you are. And within that, finding your energy of alignment. Such a beautiful thing. I want to kick off this episode with a testimony from a couple energy sessions that I've had with Justina. I actually reached out to her and asked if she minded sharing a couple words because I'm updating my website, and when she texted me back, it was like tears were flooding down my face. What she wrote was just so beautiful, and I wanted to share it here in this space, and also it'll be on my homepage of my website. But what she said was, wow, Jenna took me on the most amazing and transformative journey through meditation. She's able to create the most beautifully loving environment while allowing your mind, soul, and body to undergo healing. You'll be provided with the ability to gently feel and release stuck emotions and transmute and or release energies that no longer serve you. She's also able to facilitate you to allow yourself to receive love, support, and healing. You will feel an incredible warming embrace as you're held while being guided through this meditation. I am incredibly thankful to have had a few sessions with Jenna, and I can't wait for the next one. I challenge you to schedule an appointment as soon as possible. You will not be sorry. Thank you, my dear. That meant so much. It makes my eyes just well up because every one of my sessions is so unique because I'm the channel, if you will, because these are all so intuitively led. Like, yes, I have, this 7-step approach, but it's still all intuitively led. Like, I have the structure, but it doesn't always follow the rigidity of that structure, if that makes sense, because it's led by what you need and what will bring you the maximum benefit for your highest good. So thank you, Justina, for sharing your kind words. And if you, my beautiful listeners, are ever wanting to schedule a one-on-one meditative energy healing session with me, I will throw a link in the show notes with a discount promo code NEL Community for you to schedule that one-on-one session with me. I cannot wait. You could go to naturallympoweredliving.thrivecart.com/energy-healing-individual. Hoofda, that was a long slug. Long URL. I didn't even think about that when I was creating it. So go to the show notes, grab it there, and then enter the coupon code NEL Community, all one word, and you will have a beautiful 44% or $44. I don't remember what it is, but you will have a beautiful discount waiting for you, linked in the show notes. And with that, just to share a little bit more, I didn't write anything down on this, but I want to share a little bit more about how these sessions go and how I work with you, like what I mean by like how everything is so unique, because there's never a cookie cutter approach. However, I'm always so fascinated by the parallels in the different teachings and even different religions and different modalities. There's always these core principles and core parallels, but they're all spoken like through a different lens, right? And I help you bridge the gap, like from your highest self, from your core essence, from your true self, your soul, your spirit, however you want to describe that. I help you bridge that gap from that pure, innate, highest self essence to your everyday life. And we do this by building a strong foundation and bringing awareness to where you are now. What are you struggling with? What are your desires? And allow you to bring this clarity into your life to feel good again and to intuitively, allow your inner guidance to arise, because you hold the power. You hold all the knowledge, all the wisdom within you. And it's time to kind of bust down those walls, and allow that to arise and come to surface. So through our work together, you'll find your energy of alignment, enabling you to live intentionally with purpose and joy. You can experience this profound shift. It's not going to be an overnight thing, right? But I promise you, after one session, you're going to feel so good, right? And then it's going to be okay, there's going to be action. Dr. Phil, oh my gosh. I was listening to Joe Rogan and his podcast, and I forget what episode number it was. It was one of the ones where he had Dr. Phil on there. And Dr. Phil, he said something I'm going to totally butcher, so this is not quoted, but follow me along the lines of, Dr. Phil was like, I'm a man of faith, but you'll still find me actively rowing to shore. You can have hope, you can live in faith, but you're still actively doing the work, rowing, to the shore, right? And I just thought that was so profound. And I'm sure it's a quoted quote somewhere, but I heard him say it and I was like, that's your quote, Dr. Phil. I loved it. So anyways, okay, jumping into today's episode. I want to talk about mom guilt. Yeah. Yes, we're rolling with this because I want to follow a little bit from last week's episode about feeling frustrated and overwhelmed with our kids. I don't think I touched too much, if at all, about mom guilt and how it's this vicious cycle of it's the same, because I know that I talked about cycles with these frustration and with the overwhelm, and how it's kind of like that same cycle if you're not taking intentional action to break it, right? It's like any habitual pattern, right? If you're not taking intentional action to break the pattern, it's going to be the same thing over and over. The same goes for mom guilt, that vicious cycle. Maybe I'm speaking for me, but when you lose your patience, or when you get frustrated or overwhelmed, or you yell, right? And that guilt sets in after. And then it's oh my gosh, they're so innocent. They're so pure. They're learning how to live and express themselves and all the things. And it's my job to help them do that. It's my job to connect with them. It's my job, we get so hard on ourselves. So mom guilt for me used to be a lot bigger of a problem. And guess what? Of course, she still rears her she still rears her gnarly face sometimes. But I equipped myself with how to combat this and welcome it, let's say, to be able to work through this, because I took the time. It took time, but I also took the intentional time to lean in, to find where this guilt is rooted from. So before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to take a couple minutes here. And you could pause this episode if you need more time once we kind of get rolling here, but go ahead and just take a couple deep breaths. Take a couple deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth or your nose. And just connect with yourself. Just take a moment to be. Tune in to listen to your breath. You could place a hand on your heart. And ask yourself, when I feel any sort of mom guilt, where and or when does it arise? And allow yourself to sit with that for a couple minutes. Do you see any patterns? Do you know when you feel, that just heaviness of that mom guilt? Where or when does it arise? Maybe it has to do with after a heated mashup between your kids and you have to intervene with a yell because you have to get a little louder than, what they're yelling at each other about. Or maybe you feel that you don't get enough quality time with them. Or you feel that all you do whenever you're home is chores and keeping up with the house and you're never actually playing with them. Maybe you feel you can't provide in a certain way for your kids. Let it be for their development, their physical needs, whatever that might be. Or possibly they spend too much time on screens, or you just need a break and you're giving them vices to be able for you to try to take that break. Or maybe it's because the fact that you feel that you need a break from the very miracles that you prayed for in this lifetime. Just feel into what your heart is saying. What is coming to you? Any feelings, thoughts, emotions? Don't hold any judgment to what arises here. You are welcoming this conversation in a safe space. And now, as we transition back into the present moment, pause me if you need more time. If you want to sit with yourself for a little longer, that is okay. I want you to place your hands over your heart if they're not there already. And take one more deep breath in and out. And say to yourself, thank you for bringing me the awareness needed to move forward. Because with the awareness, now you can see. With the awareness comes clarity. And with clarity comes breakthrough. So with that awareness that came from your heart, now you can take intentional action on resolving that guilt. Maybe it's healing a part of you that came up from your childhood. Maybe you had a vision of yourself as a young girl, or, and you were in the same position that now you are in as the mother to your children. Or that frustration that you feel, or that lack of patience, it's trying to communicate something deeper with you. Maybe something that you need. Or maybe something that your children and you need. Maybe it's working on a boundary needing to be set or reinforced. This is the work that I cannot do for you, but I could help walk you through finding those answers for yourself. You are the magic. You hold the power, the wisdom within you. Give yourself that time. Give yourself that space. And give yourself that loving compassion. It's in these simple mindset shifts, switching your perspective from, why is this happening to me, to what is this trying to teach me? You have the power of thinking differently. You can change your narrative. You can change your patterns. You can change your habits, whatever words you want to use, right? You can choose to feel good. You can choose a different way. So a quick recap, on helping you through this vicious cycle of mom guilt is bringing awareness to it, to what it is. What is it trying to tell me? What is this root here? And then embrace your heart's communication. And then lead with intention. And possibly see this through a different lens. Really hone in on what your perspective is around whatever, that struggle or whatever that guilt cycle is. And I would love to work with you deeper within this. Let it be mom guilt, or if it's something completely different, I would love for you to schedule a one-on-one meditative energy healing session with me to work through some of these blockages, these barricades. We're starting to get, I could speak for me. I'm going to be starting to get back into normal routine because school's going to be starting in a couple weeks here, and I'll have a little bit more schedule, a little bit more availability. Let's kick off the school year. Let's kick off the change of seasons with some discounted offerings. Go check the link in the show notes. Schedule your one-on-one energy healing session with me. I cannot wait to chat with you and work with you and just unravel some of these stuck, compounded cycles and emotions and patterns within you, to be able to step back into your power, to step back into your authentic, confident, loving, peaceful, present self. That's your innate, that's your natural state of being. Do you know that? Like, think of a baby. Babies are born at the highest, like, vibration, right? It's within society, it's within conditioning, it's within all of the outside noise that we are confined, conformed, conditioned into not always fully expressing ourselves and who we are and what we need and what we want and what we desire. So it's within the removal of maybe some stuck energy or some releasing some rooted just subconscious beliefs or patterns, whatever those might be. Release those to be able to alchemize back into your innate essence of being. I cannot wait to hear from you. Until next week, my mamas, as always, simply be you. You have everything inside of you to learn your energy of alignment and be unapologetic in who you are. I'm sending my love and so much light.
Did you find this episode relatable or empowering? Peace with Mama Vavio. Yeah.
Thank you for spending this sacred time with me on Naturally Empowered Living. I pray this episode has brought you a step closer to tuning into your energy of alignment. And if it has, please consider leaving a written review sharing how this show has impacted you. Your feedback truly lights me up and helps other moms find their way to this community. And if it feels right, please share this episode with another mom who might be struggling to remind her that she's never alone. Be sure to check the show notes for more ways to connect and explore how we could work together to reclaim your power and deepen your relationship within. Thank you. I appreciate all you are and all you do.